everyone, it's Linda here from Nail by LJW. Today I'm just going to do a wee set, I thought maybe inspired for Mother's Day. So starting out here with the base, this is D&D Perfect Nude, I think it is. And I do 2 coats on each nail of that. It's quite a neutral nude, so it sort of works for all skin tones. The idea today is some wee bit of ombre, wee bit of airbrushing, and also going to do a 3D flower. So quite a bit in this wee set today, but I'll let you have a wee watch of it and come back and explain as I'm going along what I'm up to. Okay, so here we have the airbrush machine. Now, I don't have much experience with the airbrush machine, as you'll probably be able to tell, but I just thought I would like to try it for a bit of ombre and like a wee aura nail in one of them. Now, I do have airbrush paints. However, when I've used them before, they seem to have clogged up my whole machine. So I'm going to try this time. I've seen this now where people are just putting the nail varnish or the gel polish in and loosening up with a bit of acetone. So we're going to give this a go and see how we get on with that. So it's just a few drops of acetone into the colour that I want to mix. Give it a wee stir up, and we have a wee go then at working with this. Okay, so it's just giving it a good stir. It's quite liquefied, and then I'll always sort of test it out on a wee bit of tissue paper just to start. So this is what I'm doing now, is just getting a wee bit of tissue and having a wee go at seeing how opaque the colour is to begin with. Now, I do fiddle about with the knobs at the end a wee bit to see whether I want it a bit closer or further away. But this is the thumbnail from what I can remember. Yeah, it's the thumbnail. And this is a few coats. I think I do maybe 2 or 3 goes at it to get the ombre tip. So yeah, we can have a watch of this. The aura, now it definitely didn't work out. My plan was that I was going to have an aura of the yellow in the middle of the nail and then put a 3D flower over the top. However, I don't know, it just all looked like a light yellow nail. But look, you know, you live and learn. It's all practice, so practice makes perfect, as they say. So we just keep layering this up. Now, I think at this stage I figured out that it was a bit runny. So we then ended up with the 2 nails, as you can see there from the ring finger. I think it all just looks a bit too yellow all over the nail, but it sort of comes together whenever I put the 3D on it. Now that, what I'm doing now is sort of pointing out the pointer finger and the pinky, and I'm going to do them as a French tip. But I want to mattify the whole set first of all, because obviously when I'm drawing and changing things, I want to draw a few flowers and a few wee bumblebees and things like that. So I'm just matting out the nails that I'm going to be sort of working on and drawing on. Guys, I'm really sorry. I mean, the camera setup is not ideal. Obviously I keep going in and out of frame. But again, we'll get there. You get the gist of what I'm trying to do here. So, as I say, just a wee matte top coat, just to leave it a bit easier to be able to sort of draw things and wipe off again, usually as I end up doing. But I'll let you watch another wee bit of this and we'll come back. Okay, so here we are then, getting all my colours ready for my little flowers and my little bumblebee. So I decided to go in with some yellow for a couple of the flowers. I do a lighter, sort of more jelly-ish yellow colour as well. So this is the Miley. And then Govandi as a brand that I got off, I think, AliExpress. Quite nice. As I say, quite a sort of a jelly, milky type of colour. So, and I just wanted a couple of different sort of yellowy tone colours just to make a differentiate between the different flowers. Then I also use my black and my white for obviously my bumblebees. These are the ones I got off Shein. I really do think that this brand is really underrated. Like, I mean, that's a really, really good wee brand. Don't ask me to pronounce it. I have absolutely no idea. But I've got quite a few gels now from them, for that brand. And I have never come across any problem with any of them at this stage. So, yeah, more than happy with those. So what I will be doing then is just drawing on my little bumblebees and a few little flowers across all of the nails, bar I think the ring finger, where I'm going to be putting my 3D silicone or my 3D gel flower. So I'll again let you have a wee watch. Okay, so at this stage then, I'm just top coating all the drawings that I've done. Now I am absolutely no artist, so it's the best that I could make it look. So we're just top coating over the nails. I am more or less finished on now. And then we sort of get on into making the 3D flower. Now I use a solid gel for that, okay, like a builder gel. And I think you will see that I start off working with it with my gloves on. And then I take off my gloves then and start working with it, because the glue or the gel does get really, really sticky when you're working with your gloves. So it is something that I absolutely would not recommend is working sort of and touching the uncured gel. However, I do go and scrub my hands afterwards. After working with it. Now I do touch it very, very lightly, very, very soft touch. And you can see sort of here struggling with it a bit because it's sticking to the gloves. But basically all we're doing here is sort of making a snake and then getting the 5 little balls. But obviously, as I say, the gloves are off. And then place them on the nail just in sort of shape of a petal, of the petals. And then all you do is take your silicone tool and sort of smoosh down the middle of each of the petals. Now it's up to yourself how long you spend. You know, you could spend half an hour fiddling about with them. I definitely don't think I spent that long faffing about, but I have cut a lot of it out as well. So that is your wee flower. Then that again goes in the lamp for a full 60-second cure, and at that stage I'll go and really, really scrub my hands with soap and a brush, just to make sure that there's no residue at all of any kind of uncured gel still within my hands. Now this is it back out of the lamp, and then I decided that I was going to get a wee gold paint that I got last week. I've got a wee gold paint that I want to then sort of draw around the flower and maybe some details in the middle of the flower, just to lift it out of the, just to lift a wee bit of colour from it, okay? And just leave it a bit nicer looking, just, I suppose, making it a bit more defined. So I basically take the gold paint around the petals and let it stand out a wee bit against the yellow background. So that's basically what I'm doing here. And then, as I say, going into the middle of the flower and sort of drawing a few wee veins to make it look maybe a wee bit like a lily type of flower, just to give a wee bit more definition, I suppose. So that's it all painted. And again, just pop that into the lamp and nook that. Now that's the whole set all done. Still very rough. I still need to do a finish file and get them all cleaned up. So here we are now. And getting them onto my wee backing card, because as I say, these are all press-ons. I designed these all as press-on nails, and this is how I photograph my press-ons and then advertise them. I do have obviously linked in the description box below. I have my TikTok, I have my Instagram, all linked. I also have an Etsy and a Shopify shop. So you can go and have a sort of wee nosy and check it out and see what. But they are all custom designs. So if you know, any kind of flower or any kind of nail at all, it can make a full set. So that's those done, and that's the finished result. Guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!